Hello, everybody. I'm Kenny Durand. I'm assistant principal at Wakeland High School. I work with the alphabets E through LA. I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes about arrival and transition between classes and dismissal for this upcoming school year. The first thing, and probably the most important thing you'll need to know, is that there are two entrances that will be opened for Wakeland High School. That would be the front entrance and the back entrance. The back entrance is the one adjacent to the cafeteria that leads out to the baseball field, the tennis courts, and the indoor facility. Those will be the only entrances that you'll be able to come into to access the hallways. If you're a student who eats breakfast usually prior to school at Wakeland, then just know that the cafeteria will be open from 8:15 to 8:55. After 8:30, students will be asked to go in and get their breakfast and then report to their first period class. You won't be able to stay in the cafeteria and eat in large groups, but it will be open from 8:15 to 8:45. When you arrive at school, it would be very helpful to all of us and for the safety and security of everyone involved to get here as close to 8:30 as you possibly can. Uh, if you're one of those that gets here really early, then you'll have to wait in the cafeteria until 8:30, and then you'll have to go to your first period class. If you get here very close to 8:30, then chances are you'll just report to your first period class, or you could go to the cafeteria and grab you a quick breakfast and then report to your first period class. But just know that the message is that at 8:30, everyone is going to be reporting to their first period class, and that's where you'll be until the beginning of school, which actually starts at 9 o'clock. If you're a student that is in extracurricular activities and you have before school practices, the same will hold true. You will not be released to come into the building from those practices until 8:30. And once 8:30 comes, you'll be released. Again, if you need to grab a breakfast, you can do that on the way in, but you'll come in at 8:30 and you'll go directly to your first period class, as I've mentioned already several times. But 8:30, you'll go to your first period class. So let's look at that real quick. If you're in first period, we're going to have some staggered release times for transition periods this year, just so we don't have all 2,100 kids in the hallway at the same time. So what we'll be doing is releasing, depending on the period, we'll be releasing as follows. So in first period, you can see we'll release freshmen at 10:21, sophomores at 10:25, juniors at 10:29, seniors at 10:33, and then we'll release all of the first period athletic groups at 10:37, and any students who have late arrival will also be released to come in, go to their class at 10:37. There's a particular pathway that we would like for you to follow that your teachers will go over with you on the first day of school, and you'll be well informed prior to having to follow those paths, and administrators will be in the hallway to help as well. But just know that if we'll release the freshmen first and they'll go to their second period class. If you're a student who goes to a second period class, let's say you're a freshman and you leave your freshman English class and you go to your second period class and that class has seniors in it, then you will wait outside the door, maintaining social distancing and wearing your mask until you're able to enter that classroom. And then once you're able to do that, then you'll go into the classroom just like you would at any other time. So that's the first period release. For second period, it's very similar. Freshmen at 11:54, sophomores 11:58, juniors at 12:02, seniors at 12:06. We may have large groups. Let's say, for instance, if we decide that we want to allow the band to be released at 12:10, or the band and the drill team to be released at 12:10, we may also add them to that group that now is listed as to be determined under second period release. For third period release, freshmen 2:45, sophomores 2:49, juniors 2:53, seniors 2:57, and 3:01 if we have large groups that need to be released. This will be during lunch, so there could be some different things that go on. For instance, if you're an athlete that has fourth period athletics and you have lunch, then you'll be able to eat lunch and then go out to athletics prior to the end of e-lunch. So just keep that in mind as well. One very important thing to note is that during the passing periods, the restrooms will not be opened. They'll only be open during the class period for you to utilize. And again, that's for your safety, to make sure that we don't have too many people in the restrooms at a time. Those restrooms will have monitors that will be outside the restroom to make sure that we only have a certain number of students in each restroom at a particular time. But again, during passing periods, that is in between classes, those restrooms will not be opened. So teachers are aware of this. They know to let you go to your restroom if you need to during the period. And so that's the way we'll operate, at least for the time being. Some of the transitions that you have will be clean. For instance, you may be in a freshman English class. You leave and go to your Algebra 1 class, and there's nobody in there because there were freshmen in their first period. Sometimes it won't be clean. Sometimes you'll go in there, as I mentioned earlier, and there might be seniors in there that haven't left yet. So in that case, you'll be able to stand outside that classroom door. There shouldn't be too many of you that are in this situation, or too many of you together, and so you will socially distance until which time you're able to go into that room. And you need to make sure that you keep your mask on at all times during those transitions in classes. Hopefully, I know that was just a quick little snippet of things. We'll be out. The admin, the teachers will be out in the hallways helping you out during your time, your first couple of days. We always do that anyway. So feel free to look for the people with the radios and ask us questions, and we'll get you to class safely. This is a good plan if everyone will follow it, and look forward to seeing you on Thursday.